There is something that happens inside a man when he encounters a woman who does not need his approval. There is something that shifts in how he sees her, how he approaches her, how he pursues her. And this is what I want to teach you about today, because if you understand this, if you really understand why men are drawn to women who do not need them, then you will understand how to become that woman. And when you become that woman, when you embody that quality of not needing a man's approval, everything changes in how men respond to you. Let me start by telling you what every man knows, but most women do not understand. Every man knows that a woman who needs his approval is dependent on him. And a man may enjoy that dependency in the moment, may enjoy the power of knowing that she will do whatever he wants because she's desperate for his validation. But deep down, in the part of him that wants to be a real man, he does not respect that. He does not value that. Because a man wants to be with a woman of value. A man wants to pursue someone who is worth pursuing. A man wants to win a prize, not collect a desperate woman who throws herself at him. This is fundamental to male psychology. A man is a hunter, he is a pursuer, he is someone who is designed to go after what he wants. And if a woman is already throwing herself at him, if she is already his, if she has already surrendered completely, then there is nothing left to hunt, there is nothing left to pursue. And a man loses interest. He may stay with the woman for a while, but he will not respect her, he will not truly value her. And eventually he will look for another woman who presents a challenge, who has value, who does not need him. But a woman who does not need a man's approval, a woman who has her own life and her own goals and her own sense of worth that is not dependent on a man validating her, that woman is completely different. That woman is a prize. That woman is someone worth pursuing. That woman is someone who has value that is independent of him. And when a man encounters a woman like that, something shifts in him. He sees her differently. He is drawn to her. He wants to win her because she is not automatically his. She is not desperate for him. She has standards. She has a life. She has worth that exists, whether he is part of it or not. Let me explain the psychology behind this. When a man sees a woman who does not need his approval, what he is actually seeing is a woman who has self-respect. He is seeing a woman who knows her own value. He is seeing a woman who will not compromise her standards to be with him. He is seeing a woman who has something going on in her life that is bigger than him. And all of these things create a challenge. They create a mystery. They create something worth pursuing. Think about it this way. If a man is shopping and he sees something that is free, available, with no restrictions, he may take it because it is free. But he will not value it the way he would value something he had to work for, something he had to earn, something he had to compete for. A woman who is throwing herself at a man is like the free item. He may take her, but he will not value her the way he values a woman who made him work for her, who made him earn her, who presented a challenge. This is not shallow. This is not about playing games. This is about fundamental human psychology. Men are wired to pursue. They are wired to compete. They are wired to value what they have to work for. A woman who understands this, a woman who does not give herself away easily, a woman who has standards and boundaries, a woman who says, I am a prize and you have to prove yourself to me. That woman activates a man's hunting instinct. That woman makes him want to pursue her. Now, let me be very clear about what I'm saying. I am not saying that you should play hard to get in a manipulative way. I am not saying that you should be cold or distant or refuse to engage. I am not saying that you should test him or play games. I am saying that you should genuinely not need his approval. You should genuinely have a life that is full and rich and does not revolve around him. You should genuinely have standards that you will not compromise. And from that genuine place of not needing him, of not depending on his validation, of knowing your own worth independently of him, you become attractive in a way that no amount of performance or trying can create. The reason is this: men are attracted to authenticity. Men can sense when a woman is genuine and when she is performing. If you are performing not needing his approval, if you are faking being independent while secretly dying for his validation, he will sense that. He will feel the desperation underneath the act and he will lose interest because you are not being real. But if you actually do not need his approval, if you actually do have a life that is full and meaningful, if you actually have standards that you will not compromise, if you are actually okay on your own, then that authenticity radiates. That realness is magnetic, and a man cannot help but be drawn to it. Let me give you an example. There are two women. Woman A is beautiful. She's available. She's eager to be with the man. She texts him first. She calls him. She rearranges her life to be available whenever he wants. She's constantly seeking his approval, constantly trying to prove herself, constantly hoping that he will choose her. The man enjoys this attention for a while. It feeds his ego, but after a short time, he loses interest. Why? Because there is no challenge. Because she's not a prize. Because she does not have value that is independent of him. Woman B is also beautiful, but she has her own life. She has her own goals. She's working towards something that matters to her. She spends time with her friends. She pursues things that make her happy. She does not rearrange her life for this man. She does not seek his approval. She's simply living her life, and she's leaving room for him to be part of it if he steps up. The man sees this woman and something shifts in him. He wants to be part of her life. He wants to prove to her that he's worthy of her time. He wants to win her. This is not because woman B is playing games. It is because woman B has authentic value that is independent of the man. She has a life that would continue whether he's part of it or not. She has standards that she will not compromise. And that authenticity, that independence, that genuine sense of her own worth, it is irresistible to a man. Now, let me teach you about what a man is really looking for when he pursues a woman who does not need his approval. What he's looking for is a woman who will challenge him to be better. What he's looking for is a woman who will not tolerate his bad behavior. What he's looking for is a woman who has such strong character that she will demand that he step up and be a real man. A man knows on some level that if he's with a woman who needs him, a woman who will accept anything, a woman who does not have standards, then he does not have to grow. He does not have to be better. He can just be lazy and the woman will still be there. But a woman who does not need him, a woman who has standards, a woman who will walk away if he does not treat her right, that woman forces him to be better. That woman challenges him. And on a deep level, a man respects that. A man is drawn to that. Because a man wants to be with a woman who makes him want to be a better man. He wants to be with a woman who is worthy of his effort. He wants to be with a woman who will not accept mediocrity from him. Let me also teach you about what happens in a man's mind when he is pursuing a woman who does not need him. The first thing that happens is that he becomes obsessed with figuring her out. She's not as available as other women. She does not text him back immediately. She does not rearrange her life for him. And this puzzles him, it intrigues him. He starts to wonder what she's doing when she's not with him. He starts to wonder what makes her happy. He starts to wonder if she likes him or if she does not care. And this wondering, this not knowing, this creates a pull. He finds himself thinking about her more. He finds himself wanting to know more about her. Then what happens is that he starts to pursue her more intentionally. He realizes that he's going to have to step up if he wants to be part of her life. He realizes that she's not going to come to him, so he's going to have to go to her. He's going to have to make an effort. He's going to have to show up. He's going to have to prove himself. And here is the beautiful thing. As he does this, as he pursues her, as he invests in winning her, he starts to value her more. The more he has to work for her, the more he values her. The more he pursues her, the more he wants her. This is not a game. This is male psychology. A man values what he works for. A man is invested in what he pursues. A man treasures what he had to win. And when a woman understands this, when a woman does not make it easy for a man, when a woman makes him work for her, he values her more. But there is something else that happens too. When a man is pursuing a woman who does not need him, who has her own life and her own standards, he starts to respect her. He sees that she has integrity. He sees that she will not compromise her values. He sees that she has self-respect, and respect creates attraction. Respect creates lasting attraction, because lust fades, but respect lasts. A man can be attracted to a woman's body for a while, but if he does not respect her, that attraction will fade. But a man who respects a woman, who sees her character and her strength and her integrity, that man's attraction deepens over time. Now, let me address something that I know you are thinking. You are thinking, but what if he loses interest? What if by not needing him, by not chasing him, by having my own life and my own standards, I push him away? And I want to tell you this very clearly. If he loses interest when you stop chasing him, when you stop needing his approval, when you start valuing yourself, then he was never the right man anyway. A man who only wants you when you are desperate, a man who only values you when you are chasing him, a man who loses interest when you become a woman of value and integrity, that man is not worth having. The right man, a man of character, a man with vision, a man who is secure in himself, that man will see a woman who does not need his approval and he will be drawn to her. He will pursue her. He will respect her. He will value her. He will want to be with her because he understands that a woman of value, a woman of integrity, a woman who knows her worth, that woman is worth pursuing. Let me also teach you about the power of a woman's standards. When a woman has clear standards, when a woman communicates what she will and will not accept, when a woman is willing to walk away, if those standards are not met, men sense this. Men respect this. Men are attracted to this. Why? Because a woman with standards is a woman who values herself. A woman who has no standards is a woman who has no self-respect. And a man does not want to be with a woman who does not value herself because that reflects poorly on him. But a man wants to be with a woman who values herself, who respects herself, who has standards, because that speaks to her character. When you have standards and you communicate them, you are not being demanding or difficult. You are being clear. You are saying, this is what I need to be in a relationship with you. This is what respect looks like to me. This is what commitment looks like to me. And a good man will hear that and he will either step up to meet those standards or he will move on. But what he will not do is disrespect a woman who has clear standards because he knows that she will not tolerate it. Let me teach you what happens when a man is with a woman who does not need his approval and how that affects the relationship. The first thing that happens is that the relationship becomes healthier. Why? Because both people are secure. Both people have their own lives. Both people have their own sense of worth that is not dependent on the other person. And when both people are secure, when both people are not desperate, when both people are choosing to be together rather than needing to be together, the relationship is stronger. A woman who does not need a man's approval will not put up with bad behavior. She will call him out when he is wrong. She will have boundaries. She will be willing to walk away. And this keeps a man accountable. This keeps a man from becoming lazy or taking her for granted. A woman who needs approval will tolerate anything. She will make excuses for bad behavior. She will compromise her standards. And this allows a man to become lazy and to take her for granted. But a woman who does not need approval, a woman who has standards, a woman who is willing to walk away, that woman keeps a man on his toes. That woman challenges him. That woman makes him want to be better. And the relationship is stronger for it. Let me also address the myth that men do not want a woman who is independent. This is a lie. Men are intimidated by some kinds of independence. Yes. A man can be intimidated by a woman who is so independent that she does not need anything from anyone, including a man. A man can be intimidated by a woman who is so focused on her career that she has no time for a relationship. But a man is not intimidated by a woman who is secure, who has her own life, who has her own goals, who has self-respect, and who is also open to partnership. That woman is not threatening. That woman is attractive. There is a difference between independence and unavailability. A woman can be independent and still be available. A woman can have her own life and still make room for a man. A woman can have standards and still be open to someone who meets those standards. Independence does not mean refusing to be in a relationship. Independence means being whole on your own and then choosing to add a man to your life if he is the right one. And a man understands this difference. A man can tell the difference between a woman who does not need him but is open to him and a woman who does not want him at all. A woman who does not need a man's approval but is open to genuine connection, that woman is attractive. A woman who is cold and closed off and unavailable, that woman is not attractive, regardless of how independent she is. So the key is to find that balance. The key is to have your own life, to have your own goals, to have your own sense of worth, to have standards that you will not compromise, and at the same time to be open to someone who is worthy of you. To be willing to be vulnerable with someone who has earned your trust. To be willing to make space for a man in your life if he is the right one. When you do this, when you embody this, when you are secure and independent but also open and available to the right man, something powerful happens. You attract men who are also secure and independent. You attract men who are looking for a real partnership, not someone to rescue or someone to control. You attract men who respect you. You attract men who are willing to pursue you. You attract men who want to win you. And here is the most beautiful thing. When a man pursues a woman who does not need his approval, when he wins her, when she chooses him, he feels like he has won a prize. He feels like he has accomplished something. He feels like her choice of him is meaningful because she could have chosen not to be with him and she chose him anyway. She did not have to choose him. She was fine on her own, but she chose him. And that makes her choice of him all the more valuable. Compare this to a man who is with a woman who needs him, who is desperate for him, who would do anything to keep him. He does not feel like he has won anything. He feels like she's just desperate. Her need for him is not the same as her choosing him. And eventually, that dynamic becomes unhealthy and unsatisfying for both of them. But when a man is with a woman who does not need him, who has chosen him, who could walk away but chooses to stay, there is something sacred about that. There is something deeply satisfying about being chosen by someone who did not have to choose you. There is something that makes a man want to be worthy of that choice. There is something that makes a man want to be better, to do better, to show up more fully in the relationship. This is why men chase women who do not need their approval. Not because they are playing games, not because they are shallow, but because on a fundamental level, men are drawn to women of value. Men are drawn to women who have integrity. Men are drawn to women who have standards. Men are drawn to women who are secure in themselves. Men are drawn to women who will not compromise themselves. Men are drawn to women who have made it clear through their actions and their presence that they know their worth. So if you want a man to chase you, if you want a man to pursue you, if you want a man to value you and respect you and treat you well, then do not seek his approval. Do not make yourself available on demand. Do not rearrange your life for him. Do not compromise your standards. Do not abandon yourself. Instead, build a life that is so full and so rich and so meaningful that a man would be lucky to be part of it. Develop yourself, pursue your goals, invest in your friendships and your family, take care of yourself, have standards, communicate those standards, be willing to walk away if your standards are not met. And as you do this, as you become a woman of value and integrity and security, watch what happens. Watch as men are drawn to you. Watch as men pursue you. Watch as men respect you. Watch as men value you. Because you have stopped seeking their approval and you have started valuing yourself. And that is the most attractive thing a woman can do. This is not about being cold or distant. This is not about playing games or being manipulative. This is about being real. This is about being yourself. This is about knowing your worth and protecting it. This is about having standards and living by them. This is about being secure in yourself. And when you are all of those things, when you are genuinely not needing a man's approval because you have approved of yourself, men cannot help but be drawn to you. So stop trying to get his approval. Stop trying to win his affection. Stop trying to prove yourself. Stop chasing, stop performing. Instead, build yourself. Develop yourself. Know yourself. Value yourself. And let men come to you. Let men pursue you. Let men walk to win you. Because you are worth pursuing. You are worth winning. You are worth the effort. And the man who understands that, the man who sees your value and pursues you because of it, that man is the one worth having. Let me go deeper into the male psyche, because I want you to understand exactly what is happening in a man's mind when he encounters a woman who does not need his approval. Understanding this will help you become this woman and will help you understand why certain men respond to you the way they do. Every man, whether he admits it or not, has a deep desire to be a hero. He has a deep desire to win something worth winning. He has a deep desire to pursue something that matters. This is wired into masculine psychology. A man wants to feel like his efforts matter. He wants to feel like he's walking towards something that has value. He wants to feel like he's overcoming obstacles to achieve something great. When a man encounters a woman who throws herself at him, a woman who makes it easy for him, a woman who is desperate for his approval, what happens is that there is no hero's journey. There is no pursuit. There is no obstacle to overcome. There is no prize to win. And a man loses interest because his masculine nature is not activated. He's not being called to be better. He's not being challenged to step up. He is not being given an opportunity to prove himself. But when a man encounters a woman who does not need him, a woman who has her own life and her own pursuits, a woman who has standards that he has to meet, a woman who is not automatically his, then his masculine nature is activated. He feels called to pursue. He feels called to win. He feels called to prove himself worthy of her. And that activation of his masculine nature is what creates the drive to pursue her. This is why a man will often pursue a woman who seems out of his reach more aggressively than a woman who is easily available. Not because he is cruel or manipulative, but because his masculine nature is drawn to challenge. He is drawn to something that requires effort. He is drawn to something that he has to work for. A woman who does not need his approval presents that challenge. A woman who is available on demand presents no challenge. Now, let me address something that I know many of you are struggling with. You are thinking this is manipulation, this is game playing, this is dishonest. And I want to tell you, no, it is not. There is a difference between being authentic and being available on demand. There is a difference between being open to a man and making yourself his to do it as he pleases. There is a difference between being kind and being a doormat. When you have your own life, when you have your own goals, when you have standards that you will not compromise, you are not playing games. You are being honest about who you are and what you need. You are being authentic. You are not pretending to be something you are not. You are simply living your life and being clear about what you expect from anyone who wants to be part of it. That is not dishonest. That is healthy. That is mature. What is dishonest is pretending to not care when you care desperately. What is game playing is acting independent when you are actually desperate for approval. What is manipulation is pretending to have standards when you will actually compromise them for anyone who shows interest. But what I am asking you to do is the opposite. I am asking you to be genuinely independent. I am asking you to genuinely have standards. I am asking you to genuinely have your own life. And from that genuine place, to let men chase you. Let me also teach you about what a man sees. When he looks at a woman who does not need his approval, the first thing he sees is confidence. He sees a woman who is comfortable in her own skin. He sees a woman who is not constantly seeking validation. He sees a woman who knows who she is. And confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. It is more attractive than beauty. It is more attractive than youth. It is more attractive than anything else because confidence communicates self-worth. When a man sees a confident woman, when he sees a woman who is not looking to him to validate her, he feels something shift in him. He feels something that says this woman has value. This woman knows her value. This is a woman worth pursuing. And he is drawn to that. He wants to be with a woman who is confident because her confidence makes her attractive. But more than that, her confidence makes him feel like he's winning something when he's with her. Because she's not automatically his. She's someone who had to choose him. And her choice of him means something because she could have chosen not to choose him. Let me also teach you about what happens to a man when he's consistently pursuing someone who does not need his approval and is not making progress. What happens is that he becomes even more determined. The challenge increases his focus. The resistance increases his desire. He becomes obsessed with figuring out how to win her. He thinks about her constantly. He plans elaborate ways to show her he's different, he's worthy, he's the one for her. He invests more time, more energy, more of himself into pursuing her. This is the opposite of what happens when a man is pursuing a woman who is already his, who is already desperate, who is already doing everything to keep him. In that case, he becomes complacent. He takes her for granted. He knows she's not going anywhere, so he does not have to try. He does not have to invest. He does not have to pursue. And he loses interest because there is nothing left to pursue. But a woman who does not need him, a woman who makes him work for her affection, a woman who does not hand herself over on a silver platter, she keeps him engaged. She keeps him focused. She keeps him invested. because there is always more to win with her. There is always more he wants to prove to her. There is always more he wants to show her about why he's worthy of her. Let me also teach you about what a man learns about a woman based on how she treats herself. If a woman does not have standards for how she is treated, if a woman will accept any crumb of attention, if a woman is willing to abandon her own needs for a man's comfort, a man learns that she does not value herself very much. And if she does not value herself, why should he value her? Her treatment of herself teaches him how to treat her. But if a woman has standards, if a woman will not accept poor treatment, if a woman is willing to walk away, if her needs are not met, a man learns that she values herself highly. And if she values herself, he understands that he needs to value her too if he wants to be with her. A woman's treatment of herself is a mirror that shows a man how to treat her. If you treat yourself with respect, a man will respect you. If you treat yourself with indifference, a man will treat you with indifference. This is crucial. This is why having standards is so important. When you have standards for how you allow yourself to be treated, you are teaching men how to treat you. You are communicating that you have value. You are communicating that you deserve respect. You are communicating that you will not tolerate poor treatment. And a man who sees this, a man who sees that you value yourself, will treat you accordingly. He will step up. He will respect you. He will pursue you. Now, let me speak about the difference between healthy independence and emotional unavailability. These are not the same thing, and it is important that you understand the difference. A woman who is emotionally unavailable is a woman who has built walls so high that no one can reach her. She is cold, she is distant, she does not let people in, she does not allow herself to be vulnerable. And that woman does not attract a healthy man. That woman may attract men who also have wounds, but she will not attract a secure man who is looking for real partnership. But a woman who is healthy, independent, is a woman who is secure on her own but open to connection. She has her own life, but she makes room for a man if he's the right one. She has boundaries, but she's willing to be vulnerable with someone who has earned her trust. She has standards, but she's open to someone who meets those standards. She's not cold, she's warm and engaged, but she's also grounded in herself. And that woman is irresistible to a secure man. That woman is the kind of woman a good man wants to pursue. So the key is to find that sweet spot. The sweet spot is being secure without being cold. The sweet spot is being independent without being unavailable. The sweet spot is having standards without being rigid. The sweet spot is being strong without being hard. When you find that balance, when you embody that, you become the woman that men chase. You become the woman that men pursue. You become the woman that men respect and value. Let me also address the fear that many women have, that if they do not chase a man, if they do not pursue him, if they do not make it easy for him, he will find someone else who will. And I want to tell you this. Yes, there are women who will chase him. There are women who will make it easy for him. There are women who will abandon their standards for him. But those women are also the women who will suffer. Those women will be taken for granted. Those women will be treated poorly. Those women will not have a healthy, fulfilling relationship with him. And you have to decide, do you want to be one of those women? Do you want to chase a man and suffer, hoping that one day he will choose you? Or do you want to be the woman who does not chase, who does not suffer, who knows her worth, and who attracts a man who chooses her because she is worth choosing? The right man, a man of quality, a man of character, a man who is looking for a real partnership, that man will prefer a woman who has standards, who does not chase, who has her own life. That man understands that a woman who values herself is a woman worth having. That man understands that a woman who will not compromise her integrity is a woman he can trust. That man understands that a woman who does not need him but chooses him is a woman worth pursuing. So do not worry about losing men by not chasing them. The men you lose by not chasing them are men you do not want anyway. A man who only stays with a woman who is desperate. A man who only values a woman who is chasing him. A man who only respects a woman who compromises herself. That man is not a man of quality. That man is not worth your time. That man is not worth your energy. And you are better off without him. Let me also teach you what to do if you are currently in a pattern of chasing a man. If you are currently investing all your energy into pursuing someone who is not pursuing you back, here is what you need to do. You need to stop. You need to step back. You need to redirect all that energy into yourself. You need to build a life that is so full and so rich and so meaningful that this man does not have a place in it unless he steps up and pursues you. This will be hard. This will feel scary. You will wonder if you are making a mistake. You will have moments of doubt. You will want to reach out to him, to text him, to call him, to create a reason to be in contact with him. But you cannot do this. You have to be strong. You have to be committed to valuing yourself more than you value this man. You have to be willing to let him go. And here is what will happen. One of two things will occur. Either he will realize that he has lost you, that you are no longer chasing, that you have moved on, and he will start to pursue you. He will see that you have value and he will want to be part of your life, or he will not pursue you and you will discover that you never actually needed him anyway. You will discover that your life is better without the constant anxiety and obsession. You will discover that you are happier on your own than you ever were chasing someone who did not appreciate you. Either way, you win. Either you get a man who values you and pursues you, or you get your life back. There is no losing in this scenario. The only losing that occurs is if you continue to chase a man who does not chase you back. That is where the real loss is. That is where you lose yourself. So make the commitment. Make the decision. Stop chasing. Start building. Start valuing. Start investing in yourself. And watch as everything changes. Watch as men are drawn to you. Watch as men pursue you. Watch as men respect you. Watch as your life becomes yours again. This is the truth about why men chase women who do not need their approval. Because those women have value. Those women have integrity. Those women have standards. Those women are secure. Those women are living their own lives. And a man, a real man, a man of quality cannot help but be drawn to that. He cannot help but want to pursue that. He cannot help but want to win that. Because she is worth winning. Because she is a prize. Because she is the kind of woman a man wants to be with. So become that woman, not for him, but for you. Become a woman who does not need anyone's approval. Become a woman who has her own life and her own goals. Become a woman who has standards that she will not compromise. Become a woman who is secure in herself. Become a woman who knows her worth. And watch as the right man cannot help but chase you. Watch as the right man pursues you. Watch as the right man values you the way you deserve to be valued. Because when you stop seeking approval and you start giving it to yourself, when you stop chasing and you start building, when you stop asking, do you want me? And you start saying, do you deserve me? Everything changes. You change. Your life changes. The men around you change. And the right man, the man who is worthy of you, will appear. He will pursue you. He will value you. He will make you feel like the prize you have always been. This is the power of not needing approval. This is the power of knowing your worth. This is the power of a woman who stands in her own authority. And this is why men chase women who do not need their approval. Because those women have discovered the greatest power a woman can possess. The power of being fully herself and knowing that she's enough.